Welcome back to another live trading session for New York session. And after the successful London session, here we are back on trading again for another potential trade setup as well as analysis. This is an exclusive live trading session from Forex Trading Wizard Academy for regular day trade, scalping, as well as overall discussion of the market structure, overall discussion on the sentiment, as well as overall discussion in how things are happening currently in the market, as well as in overall the market movement, geopolitical sentiment, as well as where things are heading. As a trader, we need to look at all the aspect of the market. So good day, welcome, good afternoon for Miss Smile. Thank you very much. Yeah, smiling really helps. It's good for your it will increase your antioxidant level, right, and reduce your cortisol, which is the primary reason for aging. It reduced immune system. So if you smile, there is an hormone released in your brain that increase your, because when you smile, that basically it shows that you have something that makes you happy. So the brain registers that way, will give you more and more hormone in your brain to maintain. I think it will increase some of the chemicals. So in your brain, will increase, strengthen your immune system, and it will also release anti-stress hormone, reduce the level of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. These days they are very much, right? So it's important. You can find something to smile on. And now also, especially in trading, as a trader, we always face emotional challenge in trading, right? So that's where, if you are facing the emotional challenge in trading, which is very important to have a disciplined approach and looking at the all aspect in the market. So if you look at here, you can see that this is a market where we have traded our previous London session and was successful that session. Now this session as well, I'm looking at also with all of you guys and girls to have a potential trade setup. This is the 1 hour price action, and we can see that with the previous session crossover of 10 and 20 MA of this level, so if you look at that overall the market sentiment here that you can see, which is currently bearish, that you can see from the technical, and also we will be looking at the fundamental sentiment and overall where the market is heading. But what I see here, traders, that the market is biased highly at the moment from the technical, okay, towards in this direction, okay, and you can see that it is a falling market at the moment. So on XAUUSD, and if you look at the DXY, what you can see, dollar index is has come for a pullback, but shows that stronger bullish bias from the 4 hour chart here that you can see on DXY has created, this is a textbook inverted head and shoulder, showing that there is a potential for breakout upside here on dollar index. So with the NFP, this is the NFP impulse that you can see, which was a stronger bullish confluence with the strong data from ADP non-farm employment change as well as the non-farm employment change, both domestic as well as the overall, shows that there is a stronger job report has given a strength in DXY that you can see. With that report, the market has printed this inverted head and shoulder. Now, as the market is trending here with the current DXY movement, that if you look at, so chances for the price action, what I think now DXY might be heading back to this key level. Therefore, if DXY is remaining in this course of uptrending market structure from technical, and also we can see that from the fundamental, which is the data, there are three parts in trading, guys. Keep in mind that three analysis, and in this three technical aspect, and we will be discussing all of these three. Okay, three is a very important numbers in many aspect. Okay, it's also the three sides in if you look at that, many where you can find that three is significantly important, right? And we'll be discussing the market how it is also important. If you look at the head and shoulder, also three tops, right? 1, 2, 3. Each head and shoulder has 3 points that identically, you see there is a long wick, there's a long wick, and then there's a long wick. So the market has dropped to that from that 3 levels. And therefore it is crucially important to look at now from the analysis perspective in the market. All right, always I look at this, not only me, every professional trader who are profitable and successful, they look at these 3 analysis: technical, which is trend, price action, and other aspect of the market, and then looking at the fundamental, which is data, interest rate, and other factors. And also another important factor, analysis, which most misses, but you don't miss. You see that our strategy works very well, and you guys see that every live session. Sometimes we have losing trades, part of trading. The market may not follow any grammar at any point. When there's a storm, right? So that can happen. But overall, if you look at the this market, that you can see of the overall from the sentiment, okay, the sentiment is a big factor, is because every trader has an emotion, and where the current sentiment going on, and understanding is crucial to make a trading decision, so that we can align with the majority of the traders' emotion, and we understand that where the traders are at and where they are thinking of. If the ECB rises interest rates, the USD exchange rate could rise. Okay, I will be also going to that point. Again, next step. Good afternoon, boss. I usually miss your London session. Please may know the exact time. Okay, so the the exact timing for London session, you guys can now note that down, which is very good point. So whatever time with you now, okay, just go back 4 hour 15 minutes, not 4, 5 hours 15 minutes. Okay, so if you let's say you are at 3 p.m. as an example, then you can go back to 5 hours 15 minutes, so which will be 10 a.m. right? 10 a.m. 10:15 a.m. is London session. If your time is 3 p.m. now, like that. So just go back 5 hours and then go back 15 minutes from now, and you will find exact timing of our London session. So you can note that in your time, because we have people all around the world. I'm not sure what time zone you are in, and sometimes GMT timing, this also make me sometimes confusing. So I always comfortable on the local timing. Okay, so wherever you are, just you can go back 5 hours 15 minutes, and you can note that down for you to see that this will be the live session timing for the London session, and the current one is now that you can see is running on. I hope that makes sense. Three black cross. Yeah, that's a candlestick pattern. I know that, which is, yeah, there's a lot of factors involved in, you can see that it's very important correlationship. And therefore now if you look at that, and in the market structure as well, if you look at that to understand the technical aspect, that means that overall you have to look at the market structure, you need to look at the liquidity, where the liquidity is, that means what level is the smart money zone, and also you need to look at the price section, where the price action is, right? So which is crucially important to look at. So now if we look at, good morning, thank you, if you look at here, that you can see lots of yeah, and thank you. Okay, so here is if you look at that from this level, from this high here, the market has shown that downtrending move that you can see off this level. Now we will be looking at here in that area for this pullback, and then to return of this market back down here. The market structure to me is highly in a bearish trend, and you can see that the market has shown that bearish trend. Let's see that we will be taking a position here, and I am really excited to take a position once we can see little confirmation from the technical. And I would like to also keep eye on the current sentiment, which is before entry. I would like to look at what is happening with the current geopolitical. So we looked at the fundamental, the data on NFP was pretty high, and that has given a momentum on DXY. So DXY is potentially to be bearish. If you look at that on the current sentiment, that means because current market is highly influenced by the current geopolitical situation, which is an integral part of trading. As a trader, you only can't trade on technical. I'll explain later today why doesn't only technical doesn't work, and you need to look at all of that and how you can use this, how you can do the sentiment analysis. You can find a whole lot of tools for sentiment analysis, but that one I really use, the breaking news, and then we'll be showing you how the trader sentiment might works with those sentiment analysis. But at the moment you can see that there is a stronger technical pressure. But before we look at an entry, we would like to see that quickly some of the news on Forex Factory. IRGC Navy, we warn against any ship leaving its anchorage in Gulf and Sea of Oman. So this is potentially for oil. Okay, so when it is for oil, also it's gonna influence the gold market as well. So IRGC Navy, we warn against any ship. So that means that IRGC Navy is saying that during in those areas ship cannot pass through. Okay, this is what they want to say. Okay, let's do the next, where ECB monetary policy decisions. This is 5 minutes ago, just recently. Okay, so quickly having the government governing council is committed to setting monetary policy to ensure that inflation stabilizes at its 2% target in the medium term. So they are mainly focused on stabilizing the inflation. The ECB rises deposit rate to 2.25 from 2%. So there is an interest rate hike on, let's say that how that has shows on. Do you see anything? Yeah. So the forecast. So main refinancing rate remains as the forecast. So I'm not sure how that has been worded, but it increased, okay, but it was same as the forecast. So there is no change in terms of the forecast and the actual, okay, but it increases from the previous, so which was already forecasted. So if you look at that, how has that influenced the euro USD? And we had a trade on euro dollar, you guys see that? So you see that euro is in a bearish trend, euro dollar, as with the strengthening on DXY. So now euro USD is in a downtrend, and you can see that this is the trade that we are running. Euro USD in a downtrend because of if you look at the dollar index is in a bullish trend, so which is basically showing that euro dollar is in a bearish trend. So with the current move, Trump said he loves inflation, where should be music to share. So we discuss on that about the inflation. We'll be discussing on how you can use inflation in trading, what are the overall trend, how the inflation works, negotiations. So we discuss all of this in our previous session, but if you missed it, you can just have a look to see now. So with the current sentiment, that I would say in terms of the war, and I see there are some still high level of tension going on. There are strike being done from both sides. So from the sentiment perspective in the market, that I would consider it as war going on. As you can see, it's already there. So therefore, with the gold price remaining here bearish, okay, and with the DXY, we see that usually DXY shows a stronger bullish bias here, that you can see. So if you look at the daily market after the NFP, DXY shows that there is still be a demand for the dollar index, and that could rise up here back to the key level. So therefore, from you see that from sentiment, as war is still happening, where dollar index usually remain higher in demand for the sentiment. Okay, this is how the trader think, right? When there is an uncertainty, then dollar index goes higher in demand as a safe haven. The investor more rely on that, and if the dollar index is going higher, usually XAUUSD remaining bearish. And if you look at the oil, also currently in a sideway, but what I think that oil might remain ranging around what I think that from here $80 to $100 range might going on. But I'm not going on any trade at the moment on dollar index. If you look at the dollar yen, is highly bullish. I've discussed already quite a few trades that we discussed. Dollar USD JPY with the yen also showing that there is an uptrending market movement. So from the technical, XAUUSD bearish, from sentiment also bearish, from the data also we can see that the market is bearish. Now for us to look at an entry here, if you look at that, we can see that this is currently in a bearish trend. So as you can see that here, it's on a downtrend, right? And you can see that the market is in this downtrending move. And what we can see here overall, from the high, the price action shows that the market is in this bearish trend, which is showing that overall the market to remain to the major direction of the flow that you can see from here. This is the lower time frame market trend on gold. And now for us to be able to look for an entry, for those who have followed our previous trade, we have fully taken the profit target 1. Fully means that we have taken 150 pip. I have closed earlier than our target. The market has gone up for a pullback, and we are ready for another entry now whenever it is happening here. So the current trend that you can see, it's on a non-linear bias. You can see the market has initially traded in a linear trend and slowly breaking below here with a non-linear trend here that you can see in this market. So therefore we are looking at here in this market for this potentially going up to that level. Okay, so you can see the lower time frame trend is bearish. Going up for a break of structure can create selling pressure. Okay, so you could see that here. Thanks you guys. So here is, you can see the market. Now we might, you guys see that I normally go fast track entry. So if you are following this trade, make sure that you keep, if you are using the computer, that means that on laptop or PC, then I would highly encourage you to keep your platform open with a risk manager tool. That means that lot sizer, which is very important to have. So you can use a line to drag up and down, so that regardless of our stop loss peep, your risk remain limited. However, if you are using the mobile phone for entry, then if you are using a fixed lot, then if you have an experience, make sure that you are not taking too large lot. If you're a complete beginner, probably you can use the minimum lot so that you're not going for a too high entry for each trade. It's very important to see that. Today's news has a big impact. Okay, so if we look at on the today's, which is coming in just a matter of an hour, 1 minute, and which is core PPI. So after the CPI, all those news that has a red folder marked definitely has an influence in the market. Okay, so CPI and PPI, we have 1 minute for the data to come up, but you can quickly have a look at how that has an impact. Change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. Okay, so what the PPI tell you, that change in price of finished goods and services sold by producers, and that's what we are looking at in this analysis. Okay, see that here. Okay, we have just few seconds to go on, and the news might create a spike. That's what you will be waiting for. Thanks for your information. Today's news, a big impact. Yeah, we'll see that. I think we'll have should go down to at least 40. The spike, if the spike goes up, that can create for us to selling pressure. But if the spike goes down, I'll be waiting for a pullback, because it's a falling market, so we'll be only looking for sell here. So you can see that here some liquidity grab again, what the data has shown. Okay, so core PPI 0.4% in terms of the forecast, and PPI 1.1%. Okay, so there's a slight difference between change in price and previous service. So this one is excluding food and energy. Okay, core PPI, and the PPI is including, so it didn't mention that, you can see including food and energy. So including food and energy, which has came out to be 1.1%. So the forecast was 0.7. So overall, if we consider that this is a very good results in terms of, if you look at, if you want to trade that news, that I would say that it's highly positive for DXY, because if you look at the overall forecast here, 0.7%, and the actual data 1.1%, which including energy and food. For core PPI is forecast is 0.5%, the actual 0.4%, which is, if you look at the increase, is much more higher than what it came out here. So if you look at that combined together, the overall, and also if you look at that core CPI, also much more than expected, is reason, if you look at that, there are consecutively 4 data, all of them remaining within the limit. Also, what I have seen in my experience in the past, usually you see that when NFP become higher, the rest of the data sometimes comes very different because of the overall, the balancing. Now, this time we can see that there is a pretty stronger relationship for the strengthening on DXY for the current economic activities, show that there is a strong economic activity. This is what the outcome is. So at the end of the day, all those data tell you that there is a higher economic growth, and when there is a higher economic growth, usually the currency becomes stronger. So that being said, if we go here on the dollar index, let's look at that, how dollar index has done. Now you can see dollar index has shown that there is a bullish confluence in dollar index, which is showing that there is, if you look at that, this is where there is an inverted head and shoulder of this, and with that inverted head and shoulder, the market has shown that there's slowly breakout in this market, and that breakout is taking that market back above to the potentially to this key level of resistance that you can see of this level, series of higher low, and pushing that market back above. So as we see that there is a confluence for the bullish bias on DXY showing up, that on gold to remain here bearish. So data has released. Fundamentally, we see that XAUUSD now on a downtrend, and we see that from the sentiment perspective also in a downtrend, and we can see that technical analysis shows that on a downtrend. So these 3 factors shows XAUUSD bearish. So from the analysis perspective, now from the directionally, we are in a downtrend on XAUUSD. Should go down to at least 405. Yeah. Now the next thing is not the end, it's just the beginning. The next thing is entry, right? Which is very important, guys. Keep in mind that. Okay. Now if you look at that here, the next thing is entry. This is the 5 minutes price action that you can see. It has created a bearish engulfer. Now for an entry, we want to see a potentially better position. Even if you are directionally correct, sometimes we might get a stop out, and the market still can go in your favor. So that's why stop loss is important, and also we need to look at the market trend depending on what strategy you are trading. Okay, different strategy works in different way, right? Depending on what strategy you're using. No specific criteria set for all strategy. It's very important, guys. I don't rely on one strategy. You see that I have group where I'm running with robot trading. Now let me tell you why I trade on robot as well. Is because if you are a driver and you're very good in driving manual car, and you say that okay, driving a manual car is absolutely high skill job, and you stick to that, all right, and you don't keep your mind open for an automated car, then might be at some point you will be defeated by a self-driving car, right? If self-driving car becomes so good at it, because everything runs on supply and demand, The market is full of supply and demand. If the self-driving car becomes so popular that, you know, if you look at if you look for a taxi, and if the taxi charge you for 50 kilometers to go $100, right? If another taxi comes and charge you $30, even with $50, which one are you gonna take? Which one are you gonna take? Very simple, you're gonna take the $50 car. So then you're falling behind. Therefore, keeping up to date is very important, and also learning and growing. That's where we are at, guys. For those who are in the premium group, I have created separate entry to the robot trading group, where I'm using my strategy has been translated into an automated system. You can check out all those information. It's a step-by-step learning process, right? Which is very important, guys. This is very important. So, you know, always keep your mind open. Do not resist. What is resist? Persist. That's the ultimate, the universal law. But what we can do here is to, you know, keep open mind, learning, growing, and then trading like a smart money. All right, and that's what we will be looking at. So here, if you look at that, you can see that this is the current market structure that you can see. And in that current market structure, if you look at that, the price action might be here, the recent level of resistance. All right. So here is, if you look at the current trend line, might be going here back above, and if we see enough resistance break, we can look at an entry. I think the market is going in a very important area of value. You might be able to look for that entry. Okay, should go down at least 4055. Student news has a big impact. Yeah, so we see that there are some move. Now this you can see current breakout structure is an important point that I might look for an entry. All of you guys, so if you are here, so keep eye. And here's the market is potentially coming to an important area of value that we are looking at. Okay guys, so here I'm looking at an entry in that area. So if you look at that, you can see the market is on a I think this is a potentially going up for another breakout structure. It's on a very crucial level, so I will not be waiting for this one to go too far. And I'm here on a sell entry with only 100 and 10 to 15 pips stop loss. TP target here, we will be setting TP2 later, but at the moment I would like to first set up the trade before we go for the TP2. So quickly entering is important, but with risk management, not by just jumping on a trade, but to 4079.81 and a stop loss here. Take profit 4054.70. So I'm setting a sell at 4079.81 and TP target here at setting TP at TP1 4054.70, and I'll keep TP2 open now at the moment. Open means that I will not set yet, but we can set up the TP2 for specific move. So here you can see the market is on a if you look at that, this is currently on a break of structure. This move that you can see here on XAUUSD is pretty interesting. I would like to look, this is a very tight stop loss, and I think that the price going up here in a very important zone that might have a potential rejection of this price that could create pressure here for potential sell of this level. Thank you very much. So here the market has shown initial break of this, and I think that if you look at the overall market trend here is that shows overall bearish market. So we'll be looking to see how the market creates that structure here in this area. Also, if you look at the 15 minutes, the market is on a key level, okay, so which is the price on a key zone that you can see of this. Okay, there is a liquidity sweep here, and I'm keeping my stop loss at place. If you look at there might be a little higher move. If you look at the 15 minutes candlestick pattern, which is pretty long candle that you can see, okay, there is liquidity, so the market might show potential directional bias here. There is a liquidity sweep. This is the second trade. I'd like to take a potential move here, and some might think of changing. It's only 113 pip stop loss here. For me, it is still a higher possibility to drop down. We have traded from a very high liquidity zone, that is building it on the market. Bring it right stop loss sometime little bit Let's see that if you're moving. Okay, it took us. But I will be re-entering, guys. This is a good position that I don't want to miss that. If you look at that 1 hour, this is an entire liquidity sweep that you can see. And if you look at this is the 1 hour and also the 4 hour level that I will be re-entering this trade. This is how the market sometimes will do strong liquidity sweep, and it's a part of trading. But if you look at the 1 hour, that you can see this is the 1 hour price action. And if you look at this overall stop loss area here, 170. So I will be re-entering this trade for another sell, keeping stop loss here high above. And here I'm going to again target a little higher so that we can have the previous trade plus this one worked out, potentially 300 pip. And I'm entering again another trade with this one here for 170 pip stop loss. 170 pip stop loss. Stop loss here at 4097.05, and profit target setting here at 4047.03. all right, so setting another one. And this is an interesting market structure. We can see that once we entered, it start to break below here. I'm on the second trade here. Okay, so if you look at the market had this is a what I would say it's a very strong liquidity sweep, and that might bring that price back below again. So let me know, traders, if you have entered the second move here on this. Okay, thank you. I would wait for back. Yeah, waiting falling knife. Don't write this one, guys. Going against the current trend, trying to predict a reversal back down instead. Proof is going back down. It's the difference between the okay, we are in a downtrend, okay, and we can't wait too long to usually because we are trading on a very low time frame. If it is a that 15 minutes or 30 minutes, yeah, we have some time to think. in trading on 1 minute is very different. That's why I tell you guys that in trading on 1 minute, it needs a very quick decision making. See that when you are trading on 1 hour or even the 15 minutes, even with the 15 minutes, you have some time. Okay, you have some time. Trading on 1 minute is one of the hardest trading method. Okay, and for those who have little experience, and that's why I use the robot aided tool to help me to make those decisions, because when I'm trading on 1 minute, sometimes it takes, if you look at that, few less than a minute to make the decision. Otherwise the market will just the trade become invalid. What do I mean by this? Imagine that this much of drop, if these two form on 15 minutes, this much of consolidation to form, you need 1 2 3 4 5 6 candles to close on 15 minutes, which is 1.5 an hour. Okay, so 1.5 an hour is, you can go for a sleep and come back to take a trade with 1.5 an hour. But on 1 minute, 1 2 3 4 5 minutes, 4 minutes finish. So you need to, like, it's hard. Okay, but when I am using an aided tool, for example, before, when you see this kind of pattern, okay, you can quickly make your decision, and then the tool will be able to help you to execute that trade, providing some aid to your entry decision. And that is why nowadays trading on 1 minute, like the smart money, was never been easy than before. So even the 1 hour shows possible support. Okay, now the trade, there will be always some liquidity grab in the market. It's the part of the market. Okay, and when there is a liquidity grab, there is a liquidity grab. Okay, so you see that in our previous trade that we have opened during the London session was a massive winner. Now once the market goes in your favor, that is what we need to take that profit out. True, but it's a higher risk to predict reversal rather than trend. We are on a trend. We are not predicting reversal, guys. This is what you need to understand. We are on a trend. We are trading the trend on a pullback. Okay, so if you look at where the trend is now in this market, the trend is down. Overall trend is down. So overall trend that you can see is down. There is a breakup structure here. Okay, now we have traded the direction of the trend on a pullback. All right, so this is how you can simply to understand that, when you are trading on a trend, wait for a pullback. So this is now what you can see in the market is a pullback. Look at the 4 hour, you can see the market has created 1 hour chart so far, failed to make a new higher high. Look at the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour, our stop loss is above this 1 hour price action. All right, so this is what you can see in that area. So this is a pullback on this market that you can see from the lower time frame. All right, let's look at here. Come on. Seems to hold support. Okay, we can see that there is long wick, and once the market breaks from here, it's gonna shows a stronger bias back below. here in this market. There is a saying that if you look at that, you know, when you see an uptrend, okay, always buy from the dip, right? So that's the meaning of that, buy from the dip. If you look at an uptrend, I don't buy from higher high, okay? That I tried, that doesn't work. I tested a lot. Let me tell you how it works. You see, this is the downtrend, okay? How many times the market had a breakout structure? You see, this is a breakout structure. Now, if you enter, like, this is a flag pattern, right, of that breakout structure. And when the market is here, you know that it was actually a false breakout, right? And because it was a false breakout, most of the trader will confirm of selling here, and stop loss, you can't go above this level, which is very normal. But what the market did, it consolidated, extended, and then ultimately gone back to your stop loss again, another breakout structure. But if you enter, once you know the downtrend from the breakout structure around this area here, and then you have a wider space for the stop loss, that will protect you for a large trade that you can see the market has dropped. Now, if you look at the current entry, in the same analogy being applied, this is a trend that you can see, and there is a breakout structure. Now, more often the market will follow this breakout structure, okay? If you look at that, the market will follow this breakout structure, and that breakup structure might be taking the market well below here in that area. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now if we look at the overall move, we had an incredible trading week past week. You guys can see that. And this is just, if you look at the earlier, we had big winner on our London session. So basically, you don't wait for confirmation. You like to enter on a false. Yeah, more often, how do you confirm the confirmation? False breakout itself is more often the confirmation, okay? Because once you see the false breakout has confirmed, the market already has come back to the original position. Yes, I more often enter on a false breakout because we can't take, you know, each trade as winner. You have to trade the probability. Okay, this is what we do. I trade the false breakout. Yes, correct. Because when it shows that there is a potential for false breakout, the potential for the market to have again another move. Now, this is the 1 hour candle close that you can see, right? And this 1 hour candle, you can see this is a doji, and you'll see that when it will drop, it's gonna drop too fast. You're not gonna be able to look for that entry again. It's gonna keep coming down back below in that area. So here is the overall market move. Okay, no, I trade the trend, no whatever time frame. I'm looking at total trend can be risky because it can present long week. It's possible that it will drop, but I will wait for it. Okay, yep, good idea. Okay, So you have traded the trend, the rest you will be leaving on the market. See that? Okay, of this. Okay, so many of you, I do also trade pending order when needed. I would like to see a pool here. How many of you trade pending order or the market order? Okay, 4013 buy call. It's not a buying market. So I'm starting a pool to see that. Let's say that you can share your update on the pool. Do you trade pending order or the market order? Okay, the price has reached a very, very important level. If you look at that, the market shows a stronger confluence here in this area. Let's see that. It goes, it is the 1 hour. It just has reached that 1 hour level, and can you share your pending order? How many of you in the market order? All right, so here the market has reached an important area where the price might try to show its bias here in that area. From the 1 hour, why would you buy at 40? So you can share which one you trade, pending order or market order. Okay. Okay, so here I will be opening another position here with the same risk. So basically 2 positions will be here for me with the same setup, with a smaller risk. I have opened another position here, so I have a 2 position here. With a smaller risk. I have added another sell trade here with the same setup, and 2 trades now running parallelly for this move. Thank you. we can see the move here, and I have opened two positions in this area and looking forward to see that on here, and we'll see that where it is heading. The moment the market successfully breaks that low, there is a potential for down back below again to the support here in this market. Okay, we start to break below here that you can see of that. Start to break below here, and you can see the market in that area here showing there is a break of structure that you can see off this level. And if you look at this, is a current key level. There is a triple top and the market is start to break below. I'm running two parallel position here in that move, guys. This is a high probability move, and I have taken two position. How many of you here that on the same? Okay, so I see that there are more people on market order. Good job. I also trade market order most of the time. So are you in sales? Yeah, I'm in sell. And can you let me know in the live chat, guys? Are you running one trade or two trades here on this movement? So I have opened two positions for this potential drop here. Two, okay. Can you write one or two to see that how many of you two? Is it okay? So three. Okay, you can write how many of you running 1, 2 or 3. You can write here to see actually what is your bias. Okay, I'm going to close one now. I'm going to close one position now. I'll keep running the other one. I'm out with one position, so and the other one is running, so I'll keep the other one is running. Right, so I have taken one position out. I am out with one position with the running profit, and all right, so here the market now, if you look at, there is a breakup structure. This breakup structure might take that market to continue to drop, or we could see another wave of breakout. So at the moment, this move is both directionally equally 50-50, but if the market breaks below here, then we can expect it to drop the full impulse back below, or you could see the market to go again for another wave of breakout here. So we'll be waiting for the confirmation. I have taken one out, so I have some positive now growth in the account. The other one is running. Are you guys getting my point? Thank you. So we saw there was a breakout on your on trade. Let's see that. Is there any current breaking news here? We saw there is some red folder news after this data. Let's see that. What is, I think there's a Truth Social post. First I would like to look at here. Trump, the US will be hitting Iran very hard tonight. We will assume total control of their oil market, much like we have with Venezuela. Okay, so what is happening with the oil? Let's see that. Okay, oil has a significant spike, and I think that could be the reason. If you look at that oil here, you can see the market has had a significant move on oil that you can see. Now looking at that, it's a very important update, and because that's gonna really keep the gold and oil moving. So the United States will be hitting Iran, whose Navy, Air Force, radar, anti-aircraft and all other form of defense together with most of its offensive capability are gone very hard tonight. At some point in the not too distant future, we will be taking Kurg Island and other oil infrastructure points and assume total control of their oil and gas markets, much like we have with the Venezuela, which is working out brilliantly for both Venezuela and the United States of America. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So I think this is a very significant news in terms of this. To me, it looks very specific, okay, rather than like unspecific. So because it's specific, we can see that traders, of course, look at the information here. So if you look at that in the WTI, where there is a daily market structure that you can see, overall WTI moved. If you look at the weekly, it tested the low and shows a higher bias. Now if you look at the XAUUSD, where with the increase in potentially on dollar index, that you can see shows bullish bias. On XAUUSD shows that bearish bias. So we saw that there was a previous hour breakup structure on gold, and you have taken one position here, the other one potentially be running along the way, and therefore if you look at this lower time frame, trend is important, because if the market, see, there was a breakout and then revert back again of that the market now in this area, what I think this is potentially, if you see that there is a break, and this can be as a pullback and then can continue to drop here back below of that. So for me, what I think that gold has grabbed the liquidity here. Now when you need to grab the liquidity, it doesn't mean that you have grab oil. That liquidity means that oil for the market, okay? So you see that when you grab liquidity, the smart money basically is the fuel of the market. Liquidity is the fuel of the market, right? So you basically grab the oil for the market move, right? Here is on in terms of the market movement, just to make it little interesting. So if you look at that, a smart money usually, if you look at this breakup structure that you can see, that breakup structure shows that, okay, is a potentially a liquidity grab for bigger move, okay? This is what you could see here in that area. So therefore the bias here shows is still bearish in this market that you can see here on gold. All right, I guess you guys on this, and make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. Also there is a link below this video for all the updates as well as the education that I'm sharing. You guys can find that on the description of this video. So currently open, it might get closed anytime. Okay. All right, so Microsoft has dropped a lot, could be a good opportunity for buy. What could be the reason for this move? Well, Brazilian, thank you very much. 3. So we are out with one trade. And also, can you give an update for those who are running 2 or 3 positions? Are you out with the trade or you are still in it? I'm out with one. The other one is running in profit. Also, we are running on euro dollar trade that I have shared not from live, from the premium group, which is running in profit, maybe going back a little lower, and that can give us that entry. Close to, thank you very much. Well, that's good. That's good to hear that. Thank you. Close to, still on it. So close to means that you are not running anymore. Both closed in profit. That you want to say that. There is still more to go. We can, whenever it comes, we can look at that. Okay, so it's trying to break up. It's important here, if the market breaks below here, that's gonna be another wave of drop and potentially to come back here. And I'm really excited to see that the market potentially to fail this move to the upside, which could be because the overall flow in the market is bearish. And if that's the case, we're gonna secure 2 massive winning trade. And definitely we need a feedback here, guys. This is now we have opened 2, we have closed 1. Can you please say in the, I see that a lot of you too. Okay, let me tell you how many already, many of them have not mentioned here. But for those who mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, already 6 members mentioned. And I think that 6 to 7 members, I think that much more than members already on the trade who didn't mention. So for those who mentioned 6 members, can you give a feedback, right? Profit. Okay, so if anyone have closed, can you write profit in the chat? That I would like to see that, give the feedback of the trade. That this channel is changing life, right? We are making consistent profit. There could be a day that doesn't work, but most of the time work. Would get out just a chase to show up. Okay, thank you very much. Here the market structure shows that there's a potential for bearish. Profit, okay. Say profit. Yep. Can you write profit so that we know that this channel is a profitable channel. This channel is where trading using the advanced trading system. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Can you write profit, anyone? I saw that for those who have written in the top 2, 2, 2, 3, if you close 1, then definitely should be on profit because we have entered in that zone. If you are following this trade, profit. Okay, cool. So that means you guys can trade by learning to trade, right? Profit. Okay, good job, good job. It's empire. Well done. Needed. Okay. Let's keep in mind that. Okay. One lesson. Not gonna teach. No one is gonna teach ever. Neither at school nor at home. I'm telling you. Very rarely. But let me tell you this. It's gonna change entirely everything. Everything in your outer experience. What is that? I have closed 2 trades at the bottom. Thank you. Let me tell you what it is. Anything that we say, think, either really or by fun, we actually writing our own destiny. Keep in mind that. So therefore, always say, do things, think, do as much as in the direction that you want, right? So it's very important, and very important. It's gonna change everything. There's an etheric field. Okay, so here is what we are looking at in this area. Thank you very much. Okay, here the market structure shows that this is a bearish. Yes, I'm still in the trade. I'm still in this trade. Yep. Yeah. Straight is very straight is very famous, right? I'm still in this trade. Do you think we can break today low and break below like we did last night? The symptom looks like to me highly bearish. Yes, I think we could see that lower low. All right, lower low. We could see that lower low. I think so. What do you think? Okay. So if you look at here in this area, that you can see the market with multiple dodges trying to push back again here. Now to be able to make that move down, we need to see the price has rejected off this level here. Okay, so you can see that here, make moves, and so you can see the price action, which is on 2 trades. Good guys, good guys. Very good, very good. And here I'm happy I have taken one and the other one is running, but the other one, if it is going even back up, that's okay for me, that I will be alright. But we can see the market is trending. Okay, so here you'd like to see the market to show its pattern. Okay, and market may push upside once more before making new low. There could be, yeah, let's see that how it does here in this area. This current consolidation is important. Okay, this current consolidation is important. Getting into the trend early is important. If you look at that, this is overall downtrend, and we saw that the market had a breakout and we have got into the trend, right? And not only in the market, in all aspect, you know, there are some, if you pay attention, then you will see that when the trend is changing, a trend doesn't change ever straight. You see that the market goes up, the trend remains, but when it's changed, it usually have some time period, either consolidate or create a strong move up, down, and then it started to change. Trend change is a kind of transition. Okay, it's a kind of transition. And if you guys and girls are here trading, that I would say that now also trend changing to be a trader, because everything is changing. If you are paying attention, you will understand that. Here for the now, you may not understand it, but if you go back to few hundred years, then you will understand it. What is a transition? Transition is, okay, if you look at that, you know, very earlier had a certain kind of set of, it's called the paradigm or belief, that has changed over time. But there is a transition, it doesn't change instantly, and that's a trend change, that transition. Okay, so get ready for, keep yourself on the verge of the trend so that you can take that move. And those change come from even with the smaller actions that you could see changes many things around. So if you look at that bigger term, sometimes if you look at the worldwide, the same way. It's liquidity sweep down short right now. Wait until, okay, let's say that we are on. I'm running two. I have run two. I have taken one. The other one is running. Okay, so which is very important to look at. Moving up, moving down. Running in a good move here, and the second one is running, and I'm running as well, which shows that potential down bias. So I'm taking it on hold, running it. We are almost 110 pip up on. Yep, we can see the bearish bias. We are seeing that. That's good. That's good to see that. Let me tell you another important secret as a trader. By the way, did you like this stream? If you are running the trade or watching the trade, make sure you like this stream. Make it to 50. This is the first thing. Secondly, being a trader, and as I mentioned, guys, it's all about trading psychology. Very important, right? Trading psychology is very important to trade the market. And to develop a healthy trading psychology, okay, you must be able to keep each trade with the healthy trading psychology. One thing very important in terms of trading psychology is that never try to be right in trading. This is the first step of becoming a trader. Neither do to celebrate for a winning trades, because losing trade might follow along. So the reason is, when you try to be right in trading, then it's difficult, but if you pay attention, you understand our mind create an identity around it. Okay, so let's say you want to be right and you are right, then you create a level for yourself to stay there. This is very interesting. So let's say you wanted to be right and then you are right, so actually you created a scale for yourself to measure yourself at that level. And whenever it will drop, that means you had a few losing position, there is a tendency to maintain that scale again. That is where the losing trade comes a lot. So never try to be right in trading, only try to follow the trade so that it doesn't make your trading psychology to think that you are wrong, you have to do something to be right. That's where the key is. Okay, it's a big trading psychology tips that you can change your. So never try to be right. Neither be offended at yourself by being wrong when you are trading. Okay, it's a big trading psychology tips. And then you can keep growing your trading account by learning to trade. Okay, here is what we're looking at. There's a breakout again, and I'm running the second position here. Let's see that how far it goes. It might try to push back here again. So the 1 hour. Close it here. No, not gonna close it at this level, because it is, if you look at that it's reversing. It almost reached that 4-hour level, which is back in just a matter of a minute. Keep running guys. I'm coming in just less than a minute. A little louder music here in this area. Okay, now you can see the market trying to push back again. So there might be some deeper move here. I don't think it's reversing. I think it's still in a liquidity gap. Oliver's allow is gain for today. I think it's just getting, if you look at that daily chart, might range for a bit of while. Market like that, sometimes it's gonna reverse, sometimes it's gonna go in your favor. So here you can see the market, the way it is forming, potentially be ranging. On gold, this is a very strongly downtrending market, and when the market becomes such a strongly downtrend, it is less likely to be straight changing the direction. Instead, you could see a lot of back and forth sideways market. See that it's a how much move that happen on gold. Look at here, look at the bigger picture, then you will know exactly where the trend is started and where the market is heading. Okay, so you can see that from here, starting from here, it's just keep coming, especially this zone here that you can see it is massive break below here on gold. Okay, now that break, after this kind of trend break, it is less likely to go straight like that. It's gonna go up, come down, range, potential for another drop. So therefore, in this kind of market, whenever there is a break of structure, only think of selling if we are in a downtrend here. The UAE and Iran are said to have met face-to-face to ease tension. Okay, so there are some face-to-face conversation in the breaking news. UAE and Iran reportedly held in-person talks to reduce tensions. Okay. So there's a recent breaking news. I think that was the move. Trump, my preference has always been to take cargo island. Not sure the US has the appetite for it. Okay, so here we can see that after this rejection from here, the market is now started to move down back below, and you can see the price action shows that bearish trend in that area. So you can see the price slowly breaking that low, just showing that the market to maintain its downtrend. Getting the reaction here shows there is a downtrend. Okay, it's coming down here. Second trade is running profit. Thank you. Right now 406 support, go down. Yeah, there you can see it's coming in the direction that you expected, and it's on that way. I'm running in profit again. Can you write, guys, in the live chat that if you're running in profit? So yes, if you're running in profit. Okay, so here the market is, we saw that two-step liquidity grab here, and that shows that there is a stronger that downtrending pressure here in this market. And in the downtrend that I'm looking forward to see the market to remain here in the direction of the flow. Just good to see that you guys are on trade day for me. No trade day for me. Okay, I think it's strong. Close below 406. Okay, running in profit for the second entry. Can you guys confirm that you are running in profit as well with the second entry? Yes, in profit. All right, so I will mention my name to see that what is your status. So from Johnny Crowd, oh, it's a very big username. What's your status on this trade? Because you open 2. Kudzaru, you open 3. What's your status? Island Cooking, you opened 1. What's your status? And I see that my bibs 663, you opened 3. What's your status? Flash 3Z 49D, you opened 2. What's your status? And Rafael Brazilian, you opened 3. What's your status? I see that my bibs close to, that means both of them in profit. LMS, you had one. I believe you are in profit. So I mentioned some name. Can you update your trade setup? We are this one. This is the second one. The first one has closed in profit. The second one is now coming towards a massive profit running. Here I am now 180 pip profit running. Okay, I didn't cook in profit. Okay. Boss, what's your TP target? The TP target here at 4047. But let's see that how much we will be running. It's massive drop here that you can see. And okay, so when do you start London session? Okay, so the London session start if I give you from now, so that you can exactly count. Okay, before you go to that, let's manage this trade accordingly. It dropped a lot. Okay, now I'm happy with this trade to take it fully out of the market. It's a massive move. So I'm fully out with this trade. Okay, full profit taken, entire position. So 2 trades in a row, back to back, both of them taken in full profit taken on this one. This is trading, guys. This is trading. All right, euro dollar is still running out as well. Okay, so can you give an update, running or out? Well played, thank you. Can you give an update, out or running? Excellent. Yes, exactly. You need like this. You need 2-3 trades. Out of AUD as well. Okay, I'm still running. Very good trade, closed in out. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's keep running. It's keep moving, but I am out. Okay, it's a good trade, and I've taken the full because I opened 2 positions, which is running in. Okay, I don't know. I don't know any pattern. What's that? the reason. Looks 406540. That's my question. When do you come for London session? Okay, so to give you exact timing for London session here is now. Okay, let's look at in terms, because I don't know where you are exact location, but if I give you the hour calculation, then it will be 7 hours 15 minutes from now on. So if you consider now, look at what time you are in your clock, and then go back 7 hours 15 minutes from your current time. Okay, 7 hours 15 minutes, and that is your timing. That means the London session timing. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we had another very successful trading day. Okay, so it's just today is, what date is this? So Thursday done. So we are on Friday. That means in my zone and Friday, in your zone could be Thursday. Very beginning. Well done, coach. That was a nice trade. Thank you very much. Means well done. Impressive trade. Yeah, cool, guys. So yeah, we'll keep trading. The only thing that you need to make sure, guys, that so that you can handle a bad day. Trading will have more of good days, but some day will come as a bad day. And that's no one's hand. That bad day is taken by the market. Okay, so that day you have to be able to remain stable by whatever means that you are trading in that way. Can you go below 4019? The market looks to me very bearish here. Okay, so if we look at that, the market looks to me here may continue to drop here. Okay, it might drop lower further. Okay, so the market might remain here bearish. If you look at that, you see the market has dropped. It reached that level where there is a liquidity sweep, and the market may continue to drop here in that area. Great, thank you. All right, so this is another successful session among many of them. It's Thursday. We have one more very important trading day. So let's also set up for tomorrow here. We'll keep you posted, guys, about all the update. Now currently what you have seen, that recent sentiment in the market is that Trump, the US will be hitting Iran very hard tonight. We will assume total control of their oil markets, much like we have with Venezuela. So I think this is a very important news in terms of the market. And we saw that the market, and this too false breakout is potential liquidity gap as the market more often look at. If you look at why it is important news, let me tell you guys. I talk about the fact, not anything else, not emotion. If you look at the WTI, do you remember? I remember most of the move and when that happened, why that happened. Look at this one here. The gap open happened with the Venezuela oil transition happened. Okay, the market is in a sluggish trend. The gap open happened. The market really moves accordingly. Okay, and it is important that as a trader we only look at the market context of it is. So we are looking at here. Now that's why it is important news for me and for every trader. Keep eye, we'll post to you another update later today in just a matter of probably 3 hours time, when I'm looking at again another trade setup, which is for your learning and growing as a trader. So don't miss out that one as well. That being said, traders, hope that you enjoyed this session. We had an incredible trading session. Thank you for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.